Good morning, good morning, good morning, everybody. Welcome to Turning Your Passion into Profit Morning Show. How's everybody doing today? I hope you had a fantastic weekend. I'm your host, Gertrude J. Chapman, and I'm going to tell you, I had a fantastic weekend. Fantastic. Meeting people and, getting to, getting to know them and talking to them about their stories. Not even when, it didn't start out that way. Not, even when I'm not, let me put it this way, even when I'm not looking for business, business somehow, comes to me. And we were just sitting around, with family and friends. And, somebody mentioned that, well, Gertrude could help you write your book and blah, 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 and blah, blah, blah. And, this turned into three new clients. Because, like I tell you, everybody has a story to tell. Everybody has something that they could contribute. Or let me put it this way, that they could, get out there on the world stage. They have a message. Everyone has a message that they could bring forth. And I'm going to tell you, we had an exciting time. It was very impactful weekend, and not only the daytime, I'm telling you 3 full days. Last night I just cut it off. It was like, I'm working till 11 p.m. last night. But that's fun. That's fine for me. I don't really look at it as work, okay? I look at it as, inspiring people to be the best that they could be, to extract their value outside, into the forefront where they could see their work. Because, there are so many women who are struggling financially to make ends meet. And they're not seeing their value nor how much they're worth. They're not seeing that at all, y'all. Well, that's what I do as an inspirational book coach. I make it easy for women to generate a monthly revenue from writing their books and knowing exactly what to include in their books so they can save time, so they can save money and stop making costly mistakes. That's what I do because I'm concerned about how you present yourself. Okay, it's not about just writing a book and getting your book out there, but how are you presenting yourself? Now, the theme for this month is productivity. That's the theme for this month. Productivity. I want you to be productive. And today we're going to talk about writing your story. I'm going to give you some tips and ideas for writing your story. Okay? Is that okay with you today? Because, we're going in all the way. We're not playing with this thing, y'all. We're not playing with this thing. We're going in all the way. And the first tip I want to give you. So grab that pen and grab that paper because you're going to need these notes, okay? Because you're going to forget about them. So write these things down because it will make a difference in your life. The first thing I want to tell you about is having empathy, compassion. That's the first thing. Let other people know that you understand their pain. That, you understand their pain. You sharing your message, reaching out to your ideal audience saying, I'm there for you. Don't give up. Keep going. Pick up your head. Now I'm going to tell you, you have to realize that it's not going to be a sonic boom. Sometimes people think, oh, it's going to be boom, bam, and all these, lights and cameras in action. It's not going to be that way. Okay? Not all the time. Sometimes it may be that way, but not all the time. And most likely, it's not going to be that way many times. But know one thing, that you're making a difference in someone's life. That's very important. Having compassion and saying, look, I'm there for you. Don't give up. feeling what your audience feels, and being able to express your message to give them hope. Now, writing is a journey, and you shouldn't compare yourself to other authors because every situation is different. But what I want to tell you is be your authentic self. Be your authentic self to your reader, okay? Focus on the needs of your audience. The needs of your audience is very important. And let me tell you, you cannot overcomplicate things and, start second guessing yourself. Just be you. That's all it takes. Just be you. The second tip I want to give you is your readers are looking for a message. They're looking for your message. You have to get rid of all that limiting belief, all of those limiting thoughts that you have running through your head, telling you that, no one is interested in what you have to say, or thinking that you don't have a message, or no one will purchase your book. I want you to look at yourself, really look at yourself, and consider all the wisdom that you have. How you can point someone in the right direction to solve a problem or avoid a situation. Now, when you think of it that way, who wouldn't want to hear from you? There's lots of treasure. There's lots of gems inside of you. Who wouldn't want to hear from you? Sometimes people even question whether their thoughts or their ideas or their insights matter. But the truth is, y'all, it does matter. It does matter. And the best part of it is someone is looking for your message right now. They're looking for your message right now. So always look for ways to help others because there's value inside of you already. You know a lot. You know more than what you give yourself credit for. You've been through a lot. So remember that your audience is looking for your message. The third thing you could think about is being an author isn't an isolated venture. It's not, okay? It's not isolated because there are readers out there who are actually going through these problems that you have the knowledge to help them to solve. So it's not like you back here in the corner all by yourself. Remember, 7.9 billion people in this world. You're not the voice for everybody, but you're the voice for somebody's. So yes, your ideal audience wants to hear from you because your voice matters. Share what you know, help others, and be the beacon of light that somebody is looking for. That's all. Be that beacon of light. Quit planning, to write. People say, oh, I'm planning to write. I'm making this plan to write. Excuse me. Stop planning to write and get started writing. Get started writing. Let me ask you this question, okay? This is a question that comes to mind. Have you ever been in a situation where you knew this, okay, from the get-go, that someone had the answers to your dilemma, but they were holding back? Have you ever been in that situation? You know they had the answers, y'all, but why weren't they telling you? That's exactly what's happening when you fail to write your story. Your story is about them. It's not about you. You have the answers. When you think about financially struggling, are you exchanging what you have, your knowledge, your experience, your passion, your expertise for monetary gain? Are you doing that? Some people don't even think about that. And by not exchanging what they know, they over here struggling when they don't have to struggle. Because they're struggling because they're cutting off a flow. And, too many women, well, I don't have anything. I don't have anything that I could write about. Yes, you do. Number one, you've been on your job for 25 plus years, and you mean to tell me you don't have anything? You have to learn to not cut off your flow. No one has to struggle financially because you have everything that you need on the inside of you. Turn your knowledge into dollars. Simple as that. When someone would hold back information and you knew this person had that information and you were going through this situation in your life and you needed an answer before the break of dawn, how did that make you feel? Even though they avoided giving you the exact answer you so desperately needed, did you question why they were withholding that information from you? Did you ever question that? I want you to picture this. You are surrounded by people every day. And there may be people that you're surrounded by that fit in the category of being your ideal audience. Now, would you do that to them? Would you withhold information from them? Information that they're desperately seeking because they're asking those questions. And you have the solution. You have the answer to those questions. Think about it. Here we're going to move into the fourth thing. Fear. Use fear as a stepping stone. And I'm going to tell you why. A lot of times I may talk to people and they say, well, I'm afraid about what people will say if I write my book. Why are you afraid of what people may say if you write your book, if you're telling the truth? If you're telling your truth, why should you be afraid? Does it really matter what people think? Because you can't stop people from thinking and saying things. So why even, allow the war, you worrying about that or your pressure going up because you're worrying about what people say. If it's your truth, why do you even care? That's what they use. They say they're afraid, and I'm gonna tell you, fear holds so many people back. And I'm gonna tell you, if you are afraid in one area, fear is also radiating and controlling other areas of your life. And when fear is controlling other areas of your life and running through your life, you're living in pretense. You're not living in truth. You're not living in truth. I had someone tell me that they couldn't write their book right now until such and such was dead because they didn't want to hurt their feelings. Okay? Somebody else told me that they couldn't release their book right now because the other party is not in place where they would understand. Okay? my thought was, maybe if you wrote your book now, it would explain why you acted a certain way due to a situation you endured and a question that had people wondering, what's going on? These are things, this is real talk, people. This is real talk. Where people give excuses for not writing their book. And then you stop and think, if you really stop and think about it, why are you afraid to tell your truth? Being selfish, right? Would you say that that was selfish? Yeah. Take the mask off. Make your message clear. Maybe if you wrote your book and you wrote your book now, it will help people understand your feelings, that you were hurt, that what happened hurted you. And there's other people who are going along in that situation. But still, I'm a pivot to what I asked before, but you're still struggling financially. And you're not thinking that there's something inside of you that could bring you a monetary gain. Fear is a paralyzing force that is meant to stop you from achieving your greatness. Okay? When you face fear face to face and call it on the carpet, it loses that power of control from off of your life. Okay? It loses that power of control. Afraid of this, afraid of that. Just use fear as a launching pad to get you into the next step in that direction where you're supposed to be going. Give yourself, listeners, give yourself permission to write your truth in the presence of fear. You have to give yourself permission and stop using excuses why you can't write your book. Now, if you are wondering, think about this. If you are wondering what you should be writing, that is exactly what you should write. Wherever fear is showing up, that's exactly what you should be writing about. That's an indication, that's a key right there. Because there's an audience out there, okay, that's waiting to hear from you. They're waiting to hear your message. And you have to stop being selfish. You have to stop looking at yourself, oh me and oh my. Let me tell you, who hasn't gone through something? Okay? Who hasn't gone through something? Everybody. Nothing is ever about the person going through a situation, because you have to see the big picture. It happened through you. You felt the impact, okay, when it happened through you. Now you can have compassion on others who are in the same situation that you once were. And now you can help them out of their pain. That's what your message is there for, to help somebody out of their pain. What do you have to work with? And you're struggling financially. Everyone has a book inside of them, y'all. And you're not listening to this broadcast by accident. Now is your time to sit down and start writing your book. I know what it's like to have a story inside of you and not really knowing how important it is to others who are currently, in that same situation. And I want you to think about that for a second. You remember what I told you when I released my book, and got it in the marketplace? And this was, in the beginning when, I started writing books for profit. And I released this book, it's talking about how I grew up and the different things that happened. And all of the thank yous that I received from releasing my story, the message. And it's not about all the hand claps and all that, the accolades. It's not about that. It's all about somebody's were waiting for that message. Like I tell you, I didn't understand it at that time, okay? I had nobody to tell me that, like I'm telling you all. I had nobody to tell me that. But once I released that book, there was like people came out of the woodwork. And I released that book, I believe that was on the Amazon platform. I did it through CreateSpace because I always did self-publish, okay? I did it through CreateSpace, and you know that's been a while because it's not even CreateSpace anymore. It's KDP. You have to release your books through KDP on Amazon platform. And all of the people that, you know, came forth and said, thank you. Thank you. I needed that. So, ladies, let me tell you, if I could show you a way to stop struggling financially and learn how to turn your knowledge and turn your message into dollars, would you give my services a try? Would you give my services a try if I could teach you how to write your book and get paid by saving you money and keeping you from making costly mistakes? Because you shouldn't have your books just sitting around in boxes, collecting dust, sitting in the corner, deteriorating. That shouldn't be. If that's you, schedule a free 15-minute consultation with me. And you could go there by going to bit.ly/generate revenue 2021. Again, that's bit.ly/generate revenue 2021. Excuse me. Let's cut through the clutter and put you on the road to monetary success. Because I believe that you have a story to help someone out there get through their situation and their circumstance. Or you have knowledge to show someone how to do something. Or think about your passion. What are you passionate about? Create a movement. Create a movement from your book. Your message can create a movement. So there's a lot of great things that you could do with your book. So get on my calendar and go to bit.ly/generate revenue 2021. And let's have that talk. So I hope that what you have heard today has brought value to you. And it will propel you to begin writing your book and seeing the value that you have on the inside of you. And not struggle financially, thinking that, you know, you don't have anything to contribute or not contribute, put it this way, because I don't want you to think that you're giving it away, because you're not giving it away, because it's something that will be able to help you financially, okay? I want you to see that you don't have to struggle. You don't have to struggle. You could write your book because you have a story to tell. So, like I said, I thank you for joining me today. And I invite you to join me again the next time for turning your passion Into Profit Morning Show. And I'm your host, Gertrude J. Chapman, your number one inspirational book coach. Don't forget to share this broadcast out with your friends. Until next time, remember, this is your time, this is your season, this is your turning point. So have a great rest of your day.